Welcome back to Doyle AR TV. I'm your host, Ashley Robin Doyle. No more time wasting, let's get into it. Mobile World Congress has been and gone. The good news for augmented reality and wearable computing fans? We got to see a little bit of what the future will be like for mobiles. So, how does that help us? Well, the wearable computing trend that's fast approaching is going to be built off the mobile technology innovations, so we still need to pay close attention to the little announcements that companies make, because there's usually a lot of really cool stuff going on just around the corner. Take Qualcomm for example. Yep, they're still at it. And at Mobile World Congress they showed off their range of Snapdragon processors for mobile devices. I know it's hard to see in the example shown, but if you click the link and go see the full video, you can actually see the quality of the video output that's coming from the tablet to the big screen. In fact, if you go and check this video out, you can see someone playing a game on the tablet, and if you look at the screen above, that looks just like a game that you'd play on the PC, or even an early PS3 game. In one example, they had the Snapdragon 800 microprocessor powering a smartphone that was recording 4K video. Imagine putting that in glass. The fact that you're providing such high definition video through such a small device, and then put it on your face. And then go and buy a 4K television. Cool, but not quite there yet. We also got to look at some wearable tech. Some new, some old. iWatch made another appearance, and CNET got some hands-on time. They did a really good review found here. And I'll call it really great even though they basically tore the watch apart, saying that it's cool but not good enough. Thankfully, there wasn't just one smartwatch on display. There was also this, the Mio Alpha, which tracks your heart rate. But that really appears to be all. Really, Mobile World Congress was about mobiles. No way! I know, right? Yeah, wearable computing is going to use mobile technology, but it's still a completely different form factor and is going to provide a completely different experience. So we still need to think of better processors, better quality mobile video recording. It all adds up to, great wearable computing technology coming out. So this is stuff that we need to focus on. The focus going forward seems to be on how to manipulate or view the same piece of content over multiple devices using different interfaces and different modes of interaction. The questions are, is it touch? Is it keyboard and mouse? Is it gesture controlled? Can I talk to it? Okay, glass. So using a file on different devices, does this mean that we want different bits of information from it? I think we already have this contextual divide where if we open a HTML document in a web browser, then obviously you're going to see the page that's being made. However, if you open that same HTML document in a text editor, then you're going to see the back end and be able to manipulate the code and actually work out what's doing what. So we already have that division of, okay, I want to look at it this way, I want to view it, I want to play with it, I want to see the images in it, I want to get the highlights from it. Google Glass I'll talk about later, but they had a thing where it was pushing headlines and images to the wearer of the device, so that you're not overloading them with information, and remembering that it is that tiny little screen that that's how they're going to need to do that for the future. And if you think about the computer, the phone, the tablet, the heads-up displays and watches, they're not all going to work the same. And I think the problem that we're having now, and a lot of the naysayers on wearable computing and this sort of technology, is that, but why are we just porting things across? They don't work. They really don't. And that's the biggest problem that we're having, that things that work well on a phone don't work well on a computer if you can't touch the screen, or you have to use it a different way and people get confused, or I don't see how they can get confused, but whatever. But anyway, the answer is near-field communications. This NFC thing that everyone's adding to their phones and tablets, whatever, this is going to be the future, and this is how everything's going to advance and work together. We're going to be able to go, okay, well, I want this on my tablet, bam, file different on the heads-up display, whatever you need. What's new? Tech blogger Nat Garun gave a review on a new augmented reality application by Parworks called Mars. Other than the slightly inaccurate description on the Google Play Store as the first technology on the App Store that gives instant 3D recognition for products and places, Mars is an advanced world browser. Now, by taking a photo of whatever it is you're wanting more information on, Mars will scour its databases for information on what the object is, where it is, who lives or works there, whatever information's available. Looking at the video on their website, it does look like there's a fair amount of work to actually set up the overlays and give it all the information, but I mean, that's standard, so that's fair enough. And then you go look at the demo video. It really does give you all the information in a user-friendly way. The interface pumps out text, images, videos, specials if it's a store. Basically, whatever information people give it, it will give back in a way that doesn't really kind of just clutter the screen. It will actually place things where they should go. It does look pretty cool. I mean, put this on your glasses or your Google glasses or your MetaView goggles and you're a walking Wikipedia. Mars was a nominated finalist in the South by Southwest 2013 Accelerator competition, and as I said, it is pretty cool. I'll probably do a review on it at a later date, but who knows, I may even do a whole World Browser review special. We'll see. What's happening? South by Southwest is also finished. Look at this. A bit of news from the Google Glass panel. There was a lot of showing off of applications. Timothy Jordan, the senior developer advocate at Google, showed off news applications that, as I said, gives the viewer headlines and images that comes from, I think they got that from New York Times, and they also showed off some email and social media integration. There was also a demonstration of how to interact with the device other than the whole OK Glass talking to it thing. There's a bit of eye tracking control, as well as the old Daydreamer's head tilt. You can see from the Engadget Live blog pictures that the applications are very Google Now-ish in that they utilize the card interface to give the wearer small bits of information at a time. So they're trying to avoid the old idiot incidents. There also appears to be a lot of user control in how you can set up what notifications are pushed to you. And this is really handy, but I think that some people without the proper education are kind of going to get rid of everything and they're going to be, not that everyone's going to go and buy these things, but you know what I mean? Like, this may be first generation and then second generation comes out where more people are adopting them. I think it's going to be one of those things where when it's out in public, people are going to be wearing them and not really using them to their full potential. I mean, some people don't use their phones to the full potential of calling and texting. Anyway, for the virtual reality fans, South by Southwest also gave us an updated look at Oculus Rift, not only in the form of a hands-on play around, but also by way of discussion panel, allowing you to access the mind of the Rift creators as well as other VR industry experts. The conversation was mainly focused on the future of virtual reality gaming and how problems like virtual versus realistic movement and control could possibly be solved. Other issues came up as to how gaming itself may actually change in order to create a more realistic gaming environment. One thing I really liked out of the discussion was about how we may be able to live out new digital lives. Games like Entropia Universe and Second Life will really take on a whole new meaning for some people. And I mean, is this something where people go, why are you wanting to live a virtual life? You've got your own one. Yeah, fair enough. But what about people with physical disabilities that they're kind of restricted in their movement and things that they can and can't do? You give them a fully immersive environment where they can experience things that they may never experience again. This is going to change people's lives if used correctly. Other people, yeah, it'll just be a gaming thing. Or for other things, which we'll talk about later. And then there's Star Citizen. This PC game has Oculus Rift written all over it. It's yet another Kickstarter project that has well exceeded its goal, and it's a first-person space sim. There's no words. I mean, just look at it. Fee, if you're watching this, Christmas present, this and Oculus Rift, please. Go and check out the video. It looks like a combination of EVE, Star Wars, and Battlestar Galactica. I mean, sci-fi nerds, go nuts. It's got me all excited. Go and watch the 11-minute video here. It includes a heart-pumping intro and an interview with game designer Chris Roberts. I'm truly lost for words. So, what else has happened? Arnie, that's what. Not the Schwarzenegger, that's the Augmented Reality New York Conference. It's a monthly meetup of augmented reality creative minds, and it was held on February the 26th. The big thing to come out of this meetup was a further demonstration of the meta glasses, which I mentioned in episode 2. Volunteers from the audience, that's right, volunteers, actually got some hands-on time with these things. And just like the video demo shows, the world really is at your fingertips. Maren Grebitz was the one showing off these babies, and he said that the ultimate goal was to get this piece of technology to not look so darn nerdy. But not in those words. He says that he wants them to eventually look like a pair of Ray-Bans, which is cool. Hopefully that works out. Anyway, what's cool? Lots of stuff. I've been wanting to show you this one for a while. The ASB Glass Flooring system. How cool is this? Indoor sports centres, eat your heart out. No more confusing multiple lines on one court. You can change game at will. Or at least wait until one game is over before starting the next one. Or not. Also cool? This. Changing the way art can be viewed. Augmented reality artist BC Bierman has teamed up with others to create a public augmented reality artscape. This work is incredible, and it just goes to show that a static image may not be giving you the full story. So I'd like to see what they do with this in the future. Also newsworthy, Field Trip has now been made available for iPhone and iPod Touch users. This app was made available on the Play Store last year, and it acts as sort of an advisor of the world around you. As you move around town, it picks up your GPS location and gives you information on cool, unknown things in your surroundings, or it can just tell you where somewhere nice to eat is if you're hungry. But yeah, everyone gets Field Trip now. Alright. For those of you who ever wanted to be a pool shark, well, now you can, thanks to hacks, you cheater. A group of students from Portugal created this little piece of cheatware called Pool Live Aid that projects real-time predictions of where your pool balls are going to go when you smack them. Now there's no need to guess where you're aiming. It works that out for you, but the report from Mashable suggests that the project cannot account for spin or ball speed, so you still need a little bit of skill and probably just start off tapping it in and work your way from there. But it is still pretty cool. Next up, while heads-up displays on cars already exist, technology firm Harman is showing off their new augmented reality heads-up display. But from what the report says, this is going to be more assisted reality than augmented, but it does allow the driver to view incoming call information, weather information, speed and traffic reports, and it also gives them a little navigation thing on how the road's going. Supposedly it doesn't interfere with the driver's viewable area that much? Are you kidding me? Did you see the video? That thing's huge. But we'll see. And lastly, for what's cool, a talking shoe. By none other than Google, of course. This is done as part of their Art Copy Code, Reimagine Advertising experimental campaign. Why? Just because, according to Gizmodo. And why the hell not? Check out the cool video where your shoe/butler/personal trainer pays you out for standing still, applauds your athletic ability while jumping, and generally makes a nuisance of itself, all while posting updates to your social media platform of choice. It's kinda sad when your shoe has better smack talk than you do. Now, what's dirty? Bow chicka wow wow. This was bound to happen, and it just so happened to be sooner rather than later. Augmented/virtual reality porn is being developed for the Oculus Rift, and I think the pictures speak for themselves. Now, I could make many an innuendo-inspired joke, but I'll leave that to your imagination. Now, away with the smuttiness, onto what I've done. Leave me alone, please, I'm busy. Jeez. But here's a review. JengAR. Remember that annoying block game where you had that tower of blocks and you had to take a piece out, put it on top, and then back and forth until the damn thing fell over and made a mess everywhere? Yeah, now you can do it without the mess. Built on the Mateo SDK, JengAR by MindHelix lets you recreate this experience on your phone or tablet. It's only available on Android at the moment, but the cool thing about this is that you don't need a special marker. It lets you create your own. All you need is any glossy image the camera will recognize, and bam, you have your block tower. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but I suck at this game. In real life, and apparently also in the AR version. I'd suggest you go and download the game to give it a go. Get the free version, of course. The fact that you need your hands to hold the device while trying to move individual blocks around makes this a perfect case study for why augmented reality doesn't work on handheld devices and needs to be moved to a more wearable form factor. Go on, give it a go, so you too can be really annoyed at the fact that it's hard to do and you just wish it could be done in a more user-friendly way, like actually going and playing JengAR. Mr. Negativity aside, it is still pretty cool the fact that you can make your own marker out of whatever you want, so next week I'll show you a cool little game by the team over of Georgia Institute of Tech where they use a proper marker. Different, Different, same but cool. Now, what have you done? Still not sure, but you know the drill. So if you've done anything to do with augmented reality, virtual reality, wearable computing, you want to see something reviewed, you want to be the co-host, you'd like to be involved in this in any way, shape or form, contact me. Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, or email me at ardoyle@doylear.tv. Thanks for watching, and until next time, AR Doyle out.